Howdy Steelers, and welcome to another What a Cowboy video. I've played this quite a bit now actually at this point, so I thought what I'm going to do is I want to tackle the campaign itself, and I thought, well, I'll do a solo campaign and I'll run you through it as I play it as well, because I think with the two Fat Lardies games, they're all great on their own, but it's the campaigns that really bring them to life, because this is when you start to see the characters start to develop, such as the pint-sized campaigns for Chain of Command. I mean, you know, the game is great anyway, but it just adds a fantastic flavour to it. So I want to see what the campaign plays like in What a Cowboy, and I thought the best way to do that is to actually film it as well, so we can run through some games, and I will put these out as a series. It's only 6 games anyway, so it's not going to be, you know, a massive undertaking from my point of view. I could probably record a couple of games back to back quite easily. But it's just going to be something interesting, a little bit different as well, and just to see what a Cowboy actually does. Like I say, half of the book is actually the campaign rules, so it's worthwhile exploring that. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set up the 2 gangs that I'm going to use. I've kind of been using a couple of characters that I've had in the past for other games I've played. I want to continue the Snaggletooth gang. I want to develop them and just make them into a little bit something a bit more interesting, because as well with the campaign you get to add all the skills and things like that, and the special sauce that makes this more into a semi role-playing game as much as a board war game as well. So that's kind of what I want to do in this video, and that's what we're going to do today. So I've got the book here, I've got some paper, I've got a pen, and what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to roll up the characters for the 2 gangs. Then I will give them names. A couple of them I've already got a couple of names for anyway, but I'm going to roll them, and then I'm going to decide, once I've done that, I will then decide which figures I'm going to be using for those characters, because that will just, you know, they will fit with those particular characters. So it's going to be step by step as to basically how to set up a gang. So hopefully this should be interesting. It's kind of like an introduction to the campaign, and then what we'll do is over the coming weeks, fingers crossed, well, it depends how quickly I get the videos made, but over the, you know, the next few videos, or at least some more videos in the future, we will play the campaign out to its conclusion. I'm just going to use the basic campaign that's in the rules, which already has a campaign map which is included in the rules itself. So I'm actually just going to use that, because there's no point reinventing the wheel at this point. If I was to do my own campaign from scratch, then I would set up my own map and everything like that. A couple of things in here that I'm going to change a little bit, like the deserts and stuff, because I'm using a green mat for my tables. That'll probably just be like a prairie or something like that rather than a desert, but you know, similar kind of thing. You know, we've still got the Lazy S Ranch, the railway station, the timber mills, the schoolhouse, the old Spanish mission, and the mountains. And also doing it step by step as well by this allows me to get in the stuff that I need for that next particular game. So it's not going to be a massive outlay, and then hopefully by the end of it I will have enough buildings and stuff to actually recreate Lardville for the final showdown. Anyway, that's enough introduction nonsense. What I'll do is I'll set up the camera, reset it up, we'll get the paper in place, and I'll make a start on who these characters are going to be and their backgrounds. Okay, so I've knocked up these quick character roster sheets. I'll post these in the What a Cowboy Facebook page in the files, so you can download them if you want to use them. Very simple. It's got the gang name, it's got their purse, how much money they've got, their force morale, and their ride or die number, which is their force morale break points basically. Then we've also got name, the level there of the character, the background of the character, skills they have, and any equipment that they're carrying as well. What I'm going to do is I'm just using this as notes at this point, and I'll probably transfer it into an actual a Word document, so it looks a bit neater for the actual games going forward. But this is basically how it's going to look in a moment. So we've got the Snaggletooth boys. These have already appeared in some of my video, my earlier video, and we've also got the bounty hunters. The Snaggletooth boys are led up by Bomber Kilminster, Filthy Wurzel, who've already made names for themselves. These are backed up by Fast Eddie Clark and Mickey D. And in our initial campaign, we're having 4 characters on both sides. 2 of these are going to be shootists, and then we've also got greenhorns as well, 2 greenhorns. And it's the same for the bounty hunters. We've got the Milky Bar Kid, Crunchy Friday, his pal. These 2 are shootists. Then we've also got Kit's Cat, which is a greenhorn, and also Malteser as well. So I've just given them some silly names, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out their backgrounds, I'm going to work out their skill, then we'll work out the purse that the gang is carrying. Everybody will start with a pistol and with a basic horse as well, but we can then buy some stuff from the various outlets in Lardville. So first of all, let's start with our shootist. Let's start with Bomber. So first of all, we need to know what his background is. And he is number 2, so he was a rancher. He's obviously fallen on hard times because this has sent him into a life of crime. What skills does he have as a rancher? So we roll again here. No skill. So I'll just put no skill just to remind me that he doesn't have anything at the moment. As the campaign goes on, he can increase these. So I'm not too worried at the moment. He's obviously just left his farm. But let's see what Filthy. He is a number 5, so what is he? He is a gun for hire. So there we go, gun for hire. Don't know if there's a Motorhead song about guns for hire or not. And his skill, he also has no skill as well, so this gang is not looking great immediately, is it? But let's have a look at the 2 greenhorns. So we've got Fast Eddie. His background, immediately, he was a cowhand. Maybe he worked with Bomber. Maybe they're friends from before they took to the life of the road, who knows. And as a cowhand, let's just see what skill he has. Now these could get a negative one. In this case, no, he doesn't, no skill. This is not going to be a particularly interesting starting game. Well, it will be, but you know, we'll see if we can equip them. And then last of all, Mikey D. He's a greenhorn, so we've got a 5. He was a railroad worker. So he knows his way around a train at least. Railroad worker. So let me just put that in there. There we go. Railroad worker, and his skill is he has a 3, which is no skill whatsoever. So once again, I mean, okay, they've not started out with skills, not great rolls first of all, but it means that the greenhorns didn't have any negative skills because they then would have to spend points to get rid of those or spend money to upgrade themselves. Well, let's have a look at the bounty hunters. For the moment, I've left the force morale in both empty because they may get some henchmen in. You never know, the Snaggletooth boys might get a bunch of henchmen in with them just to help out since nobody is particularly skilled. But we've got the Milky Bar Kid. He's a shootist. So what is his background? He's a 1. He was a soldier. So let's have a look. There we go. Maybe I'll try and find a decent figure for him. So let's see what he gets. Hopefully he's not going to get a 1 or a 2. He's got a 1 or a 2 as well, so he has no skill. These dice, I'm going to change dice. I've got to change dice on this one. So Crunchy Friday, let's see what he is. He was a 4, so he's a Buffalo Hunter. So that's interesting. Buffalo Hunter. I'll just get that written in there. And we roll for his skill. 5. Finally, we've got something. He is a trick shooter. We'll look that up in a second. We'll see what that does. Trick shooter. I can't remember if you're able to actually add more skills onto these. I think you can. I think you can add as many as you want to, really. But obviously, you'll probably want to be bringing the guys with no skills up first of all. And then we've also got the 2 greenhorns. So Kit Kat. He is a number 2. He is a cowhand. Maybe he worked with our man Bomber beforehand. But let's see what his skill is. He has a 5. Oh, so he's tough. So the Milky Bar, the bounty hunters are actually doing all right. And then the other greenhorn, Malteser, he is a 4. He was a shopkeeper. Again, obviously, he's fallen on hard times. Probably can't keep the repayments on the rent or something. Let's see what his skill is. He has a 1, so he's soft. So that's actually a negative skill. So what I'll do now is I'll just have a quick look at these skills. We can talk about them so we know what they are. So what do we have? We had trick shooter. So a trick shooter reduces a target's dodge roll by -1 when shooting at 12-inch or less. I'll probably fill these in later on just as an aid memoir for me in games. But let's have a look. Toughness, tough. The first wound inflicted on this character in the game always counts as shock. That's pretty useful. And then soft is, I'm good. I think that's probably in the negative traits. Yes, there we are. The first shock inflicted on this character in the game counts as a wound. So he can get rid of his wounds, he's going to gather wounds. So probably don't want Malteser up front, do we, at this point? So now we start to equip the characters, and as it says, everybody starts with a single Colt 45 and a stock horse at no cost. But we start the campaign with a purse which contains the pooled finance resources of all the characters. It can be used to purchase additional equipment during the campaign. At the start of the campaign, only weapons available in the general store may be purchased. No more than half a gang it can be equipped with long arms such as a Winchester or the shotgun. So the general store is here, so we've got general store weapons and general store equipment. We can increase this later and then go to the gunsmith, but I think greenhorns will buy the weapons from the general store, the shooters and the gunslinger or legend may purchase from the gunsmith, but that's going to be after game 1, I think, from the way it reads at least, because he does say at the start of the campaign, it says, as the campaign continues, characters may purchase other equipment. Greenhorn can only then buy from this general store, whereas the shootist and gunslinger can then get from the gunsmith. So there you go. So it's the first one is only that list, and we don't have to spend all this money. So what we do is we roll 1d6 for each character we control, 4 of each. So it's going to be 4d6, and then that is each pip is a $10 amount. So it's basically 4d6 worth of cash. So let's have a look for the bounty hunters. Oh, they are. They've got a lot of money there. So we've got 10, 6 and 4 is 10. So 21, $210. $210. That's pretty good. It's probably as close as it's going to get, to be honest, isn't it? There you go, $210. And then let's have a look at Snaggletooth Boys. See what these guys have got. So we've got, these are a bit more down at heel. So they've got 4, 8 and that 13, so that's $130. So that's $130. So the bounty hunters are already up because they've not only have got a couple of guys with skills in there, but they've also got a lot more money to spend as well. So are they going to spend it on, what are they going to spend it on is the question. Now I just need to get my calculator out here, so let's because my sums are never great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the Snaggletooth Boys, 130 they're starting with. So we've already got a Peacemaker. We could get a Winchester carbine, that's going to cost us $50. A shotgun is going to cost us $40. Sword-off shotgun is going to cost $40, and a knife $5. And then we've also got this equipment as well, which we potentially could go for, but it might be worthwhile them at the moment just waiting to see what they've got. What I'd like to do is I'd like to give a couple of these guys something that's a little bit long firing. So a Winchester carbine, for example, might be worthwhile. If I give that to, I don't know, maybe Mickey D, who can stand at the back, or maybe even Fast Eddie Clark, just so they can stand at the back and just shoot a little bit more. I think that might be a good idea. So let's go with that. We'll go with the Winchester carbine for Mickey. Sorry, for Fast Eddie. Winchester carbine. So that's minus $50 straight away. It's quite expensive, but you know, let's do something with this. I could also give these. The problem is with these this equipment is it is quite expensive. I'm not sure. I might hang off for the equipment for now, just because some of this stuff is very expensive. So yes, I'm going to ignore that for now. But I want a couple of shotguns in here, and I want to give Bomber at least a shotgun anyway. So I'm going to give him a shotgun. Let's see how much that brings us down to. So minus shotgun is $40. So yeah, 40 left over. So what I could do here then is I could also give Filthy a shotgun, as they started out with, if you remember in our first ever game of this. I could give him a sawn-off shotgun. I quite like it because you can get in close and it does a lot of damage when you get in close. So it might be worthwhile doing that, I think, just to have have a bit of firepower. So we've got our standoff guy, and then we've got some firepower here as well. I think that might be worthwhile doing. So I'm going to give him a I'm going to give him a sort of shotgun. We can't get any henchmen yet. I don't think these probably come in a bit later on. Just trying to think. I think these might be in the other equipment. No, henchman. Sort of henchman group is $50. Some things can be bought in store, but a choice word here. It says the following options allow the players to deploy on the table from the departments. I don't know if I'm assuming you can't buy this stuff until the next thing, the next scenario in the campaign. I didn't read this in depth, but yes, because you can only buy from the general store, we're going to stick to that for the first one. Then they can probably put a couple of henchmen in once their reputation starts to build up. I'm going to give Filthy a sawed-off shotgun, just because it's going to give them firepower, and they will get in then close, and then they can do some damage. So that's wiped out their purse. So as I said, they've spent everything that they had in the world on that. I didn't get any equipment like armour and things like that. I didn't bother with it, or even a telescopic sight, which is quite nice because you do get a +1 to hit when taking an aim shot over 24 inches. But it is expensive. It's $200. All right. So because we haven't had any henchmen, we're now just going to do the force morale, and the force morale is their level added together, then we half that, and that's their ride or die skill. So a level for a shootist is 2, a level for a greenhorn is 1, so it's 2, 4, 5, 6. So that's their force morale. As it stands, we half that, and that is their ride or die number, and that's the in-house force morale when it happens. I don't think I showed it in the first game I played, but basically that's how it works. So that's the Snaggletooth boys. What I will do is then I will also find some specific character figures for these guys at some point, and then I'll know exactly who's who. So we've got the bounty hunters. Now these guys have got a little bit more money, so I'll just punch that in, 210. And once again, do we? I tell you what, we've got Crunchy is a trick shooter. Oh, let me just remind myself what trick shooter did. Reduces the target's dodge by -1 when shooting at 12-inch or less. There's no point giving him something that is high, that's a high firer, like a long firer, like the Winchester. I'd rather give him something that he's going to get in close with. So do we go with a shotgun for Crunchy? And then he can be the kind of guy that just comes up and gives some hammer out. I think I will. So we'll go shotgun. We'll just take a normal shotgun for this guy, for no other reason. -40, so we've still got 170 left to spend. So that's pretty good. I want to keep Malteser back, so I want to give him a Winchester because I don't want him up front because he is soft. So I want him standing off, basically, a Winchester carbine. So I'll just put that in, and then that's going to cost us what? That is $40. No, sorry, no, it's not. That is $50. So we're now to 120. How about we maybe give some equipment out or something like that? Thick furs. Can only use 2 move dice in any activation. When rolling for a critical wound against his character, apply a -1 unless a 6 is rolled. So that helps a bit of protection. We could also give some fancy duds out to somebody. Let's have a look. Fancy duds are $100. It's a lot of money. So again, early on it might just be worthwhile just hanging on to some of this stuff. What's the shoulder stock do? I think that just increases our weapon. So when added to a pistol, this increases their effective range by an additional 6-inch. Counts as a rifle for aimed shots. Maximum range does not increase. That's pretty good because that will put their effective range up. A shoulder stock, how much does that cost? $50? Maybe give that to the Milky Bar kid. Go on, we've got the money to spend, so let's do it. So -50, so that leaves them with 70. So we'll give him a shoulder stock. And once again, they can't buy any henchmen in the moment, so I'm not going to. So I'm going to save $70 for these guys. So we'll just put that in there, and then we've got there once again their force morale, because they've got no extra henchmen or no extra characters in there, is 6, with their ride or die figure being 3. So the first game probably will be over pretty quick. So that's it. We've set up our gangs. As I said, what I'll do is I'll sort out some characters for these particular chaps. You'll see those in the actual first game, so we'll go through those, and I will probably just tidy these up as well online and then print them out. All right, that's literally how you set up a gang. That's the first settings, and then we'll come back to this as we go on in the campaign and see how the campaign progresses and see what happens as the Snaggletooth boys try to get out onto the grips of the bounty hunters. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this little short video, something a bit different, and I'll see you in the next What a Cowboy video or next Storm of Steel video, whichever is first.